Hey there, I'm Jason Linett from the Work Smart Hypnosis podcast, and this video is coming out in a rather specific, I'm hoping, tunnel of history, where we have the coronavirus scare, the COVID-19 issue, and this video is actually a supplement to a specific podcast episode of mine, episode number 260 of the WorksmartHypnosis.com podcast, which you can find that by simply going to WorksmartHypnosis.com, although the magic of sharing my screen and recording at the same time, go to the link that's on the screen right now, which this video is being hosted on YouTube. Still, though, this video is also over on this page. That will redirect over to the show notes of episode number 260, where I give you a full list of the tools that I use, the softwares that I'm going to recommend, and just basically give you a one-spot location where you can find all the details and learn about some upcoming live events that are happening online, which I'll give you some backstory and sort of the Cliff's Notes version of what I say in the podcast, is that we find ourselves in a moment in time where it's brought a lot of our work as hypnotists online. Now, the reality is many of us were ready for this. I've been doing online education now for going on about 7 or 8 years. People like Richard Nongard have been doing it back even further. I've been seeing clients remotely and around the world for years. So understand what I'm about to show you, as my position is always that of the hypnosis business guinea pig. These are not things that I just had to figure out, and now I'm scrambling and showing it to you. There's really nothing I'm about to show you that I haven't been doing for years. So watch this carefully, because my goal is to make this transition a lot easier for you. And again, my expectation that this is going to be a brief little pocket in history, and we're going to come out the other side of it stronger as a result of it, and have a lot of hand sanitizer in stock. So I've opened up a lot of various links on my computer, and I will openly tell you this is now the third time doing this video, because I am recording my screen. You are seeing my real stuff. That being said, I want to make sure I don't show you private client information, because duh. That being said, I may use some first names, because you're going to see me setting up some of the real stuff, and I'll just, change out a first name for an email address once I turn off this video feed. So first of all, Zoom. Zoom is the online platform of choice. Yes, you could use Skype, but nowadays it's kind of hard to reactivate a Skype account if you've left it behind. There's all sorts of other reasons. Just Zoom is winning the game. It's just so much easier. This is the platform that I recommend. And let me actually sign in here to my account. There we go. So now logging into Zoom, and yeah, perfect. So here's an upcoming meeting. So this coming Sunday, Karen Hand and I are doing an event called Scriptless Hypnosis, and that's saved in here right now because I've already crafted the link for that. But I'm going to show you exactly how I use this for my client sessions. Let me show you a few other things along the way. So I've been using for years an online scheduling platform called Schedule Once. I don't recommend it. I don't like it the best. Here's another one that I like a little bit better. Calendly. Calendly is a scheduling platform which is a whole lot cheaper and works just the same in my opinion. There's a few nuances that change, but really this isn't the place to go off into the details. The cool thing about Calendly, all of you can sign up for a free account today, and you're good to go. The benefit is of having a paid account, and here's my general thinking. There are various softwares that I use on a very regular basis, and if it only costs me like $10 a month to make it better, worth the investment. I will use Zoom at least 4 or 5 times a week minimum, a whole lot now. And Zoom, there is a free version of Zoom which does limit the length of your online meeting, does limit the capabilities of how you can record the actual thing that you've done. But folks, it's $15. If you're even doing one remote session a month and getting paid for it, spend the $15, make it a whole lot better. That's my recommendation. Other people say otherwise. That's how I roll. So, in fact, hey, folks, I got 2 accounts with Calendly. Whoa. Didn't know I was doing that well, did you? Well, yeah, because I have Jason at jasonlinett.com, and then I've got Jason at virginiahypnosis.com. And the way both of these platforms work is they sync up with your calendar. This way, when you send someone a link so that they can schedule with you, you can't be double booked. It doesn't show availability for times that you don't have available. So I'll even show you right now. If I go to schedule once, here's my, thank you, Kevin Cole, for this little bit, by the way. Let me zoom in for some of these. If you're not watching this in full screen, do that now, because this is about to get slightly technical, and I'm putting this video up for everybody to see. That way we all can benefit from this and keep working and helping people out, because we all need it right now. So up until this morning, this did used to say virtual hypnosis session, and Kevin Cole said, stop calling it that to someone else in the ICBCH group. Instead, it's an online session, which, yeah, you're right. So now it's just online video conference session with Jason Linett. If someone were to click that, my computer's only ever slow as I'm recording the screen. That brings them here, and that shows them my calendar. They can set their own time zone. So, for example, what time is it there? No, it's not showing. I just booked a new consulting student in Singapore. Yay, international. That was going to be remote anyway. Let me go back here to Eastern time. Singapore's easy. It's exactly 12 hours ahead. And for example, tomorrow, I do have 2 spots open. I was originally taking tomorrow off, but we're going to see some clients tomorrow, so we've opened that up. So all they have to do is click that time, continue, plug in their name, their contact information. Let me zoom in so you can see that. This is not public data. People only see this once they've booked and paid with me. But I'm showing you inside right now. This is how I use it. So with schedule once, I do have 4 separate booking entries. One is my 20-minute phone consultation. One is my session in person. One is my stop smoking, which is a different process. It's a much longer interactive service. And then the online video conference. So these are both 90 minutes. This one's 2 hours and 15 minutes, and this one's 20 minutes. With schedule once, you have to pay more for each and every calendar type entry. With Calendly, I mean, I can keep creating more and more of these. And $10 a month, this is the one to use. So let's close those out. Both of these companies have really nice video tutorials that teach you how to use those platforms. Calendly is better. Calendly is a whole lot easier to figure out. Schedule once, I at one point had to hire a programmer to go in and figure out what the hell it was doing. Calendly, use that one. We'll update the show notes at that now online link. Let's go back to that. Woo! Make sure you bookmark that. In fact, stop watching this if you're on YouTube. Go watch it over there. That's going to make this a much better experience. Is that fun? Wee! Okay, good. So here's how I schedule a new meeting. And what I do with Calendly, there is an option, hear me out, to actually integrate your Zoom account with your Calendly account. I believe this does require paid on both sides, but $10 for Calendly, $15 for Zoom, $25 a month, well worth the expense. Spend the money, you're going to earn it back even faster. So there is a way to automate this. However, because I'm currently using Schedule Once and I haven't set up any automatic integration, I do this part manually, but watch me do it in real time. It's stupid fast. So all I have to do is go in. This is the video. Hey, Barbara, you were asking for this. I'm giving it to everybody. Once I'm in Zoom, which let me actually go back here to the profile here for a quick moment. Yeah. So with Zoom, if you're using the free version, it can be a maximum of 40 minutes. That being said, there's a lot of anecdotal stuff going around the web right now that they're letting people go longer than that because of everything that's going on. Again, spend the money, $15, use it for your business. It's a write-off. And hey, you get an extra 90 days to pay off your taxes in the US. Still filing this week. Get that out of the way. So with Zoom, though, I can do an online meeting. So, for example, that scriptless webinar event that Karen Hand and I are doing this coming Sunday, which is in the show notes over at that episode, we can have upwards of 100 people at a time. And if we get more than 100 people, I'm just going to pay to upgrade the account because that is a paid online workshop. So spend the money. It's worth it. So check out the free version. But again, I highly endorse these low-cost software as a service programs. Spend the money. So watch me in real time, schedule a meeting. Here's the fact. Virginia Hypnosis is still running just as strong as it was before. I've not had anyone cancel. Today, it's March 18th. It's Wednesday. The podcast you can listen to, which supplements this, or this is a supplement to that, was recorded yesterday on Tuesday, March 17th. It's going to all launch on Thursday, March 19th. As of now, no one has canceled. I will openly say the number of inquiries coming in has gone down a little bit, but even as of this morning, I signed up 2 new clients and about $1,000 payment plan program. And then I also signed up a brand new consulting business hypnosis student, the other side of the world. So again, keep moving forward, keep innovating. So my session that I just booked this morning, I will use a name here because you're going to see me set up the email, but of course you're not going to see his last name and contact information. Brad, hypnosis session with Jason Linett. There you go. I'm going to go in here. This is manual for now because I've not automated it, but it's quick and easy, so I do it. Setting it up for Friday the 20th. He and I are meeting actually at 2:30 p.m. I schedule all my appointments. This is a 90-minute block. And this is not a recurring meeting. Gives me the opportunity to have someone register for it. That would be good for like a webinar. Karen Hand and I are selling spots to that online workshop, so we're handling our registration through payment. That's something else. Meeting ID. I recommend always do the generate automatically. Here's why. If you use the personal meeting ID, what sometimes happens is that you use one specific ID and someone else could click an old link and find themselves in your workshop or in your session. So by generating automatically, it creates a new meeting ID for each and every video, which prevents having the wrong people in the wrong events. Lesson learned the wrong way. So click generate automatically. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Creating meeting password. I can sometimes just create one. I may just write in a name. I'm going to put in Brad 0320 because that's the time that we're meeting. You can go in here and set video to be on. Participant for the host is on. Participant is on. You have the option of audio, computer audio, or telephone. I just leave it at both. Those are my automatic settings. I do set this up all the time. Enable join before host. And that way, if he clicks it before I log in, it doesn't just not let him in. It just lets him know that he can join, but I'm not there yet. Mute participants upon entry. For the event that Karen and I are doing, the big training event, which we've got about maybe 50 or 60 people signed up so far, I will choose mute participants upon entry. Because for that event, it's going to be Karen and I doing the event together, then bringing people in and having discussion, and then continuing our teaching. For this one, I'm going to turn that off. If I was nearing capacity for an event, I'd use enable waiting room. That's not necessary for a session. Only authenticated users can join. That requires them, I believe, to have a Zoom account. I turn that off. And then with the paid option of Zoom, it does give you the ability to record on the cloud. That being said, I've got tons of hard drive space. I always record locally on the computer, but actually I turn that off. I turn that off that way when I'm on the call, and I'll show you this in a bit, I can then turn the video on when I want it to actually record. This way there's no post-production. Are you ready to begin? Great. Record. Let your eyes now close. And I'm into the part of the hypnotic session that if I want to produce it, that's an option. So let me recap this. I do a thing specific for them. This takes longer to explain than it does to do. Brad, hypnosis session with Jason Linett. That's this Friday at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. He's right down the road, but we're following all the guidelines. Let's see. Generate automatically the meeting ID. Meeting password generates that. Here's why I do the password, is it makes it even more secure. Save. And immediately there we go. That's now, if I look here in my meetings, that's now saved in here. I can click it. And if all I do is copy this join URL, copy link, that's all I need to do. So there is the option to add it to my calendar, which what I could do is add it to my calendar and then do an email invite to him. I do it very, very simple. Again, as high tech as I can often be, I do a lot of the stuff manually just because it's easy. Because I already prepped this up. Here's an email, and it's kind of small on your screen, I know. When I stop recording this, I'll go in and I'll change out Brad for his actual email address. Hey, Brad, here's the connection link for today at 2:30. See you soon. As simple as that. In fact, I can go in here even better and I can batch produce the week. I'm using Outlook for my email, but I think even in Gmail you can do this in some ways. Send later, and I could actually go in. I'm going to do this. I'm going to set up the email today, but I'm going to schedule it to go out on the 20th, and we'll set that up for like 9:30 in the morning. Actually, we'll set that up for 9 because I know why we did. I usually don't do a 2:30 appointment, but he wanted to get started sooner, and I can open up the time. So I can hit send, and that'll be in my outgoing email. I'm going to leave this open for now because I actually need to send this later on. So far, let's kind of recap what I've done there, which I often do have, whether I'm using Apple or whether I'm using Windows, and I use both platforms. I'm always opening up a raw text editing document just to paste things. So like, for example, I can just save in here, Brad. I just write in here, March 2020 at 2:30 p.m. So that's just kind of my shortcut place to kind of copy and paste things when I need it. When I'm done, and actually let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and click the link. And we'll see this in real time. I'm curious. I hope this doesn't interrupt my webcam because it's currently in use. Yeah, that brings this up, and there I am. I can click join with audio, and there we go. Let's go ahead and click that, join with audio. Now I'm there. If I'm doing a class, I can turn on this function for breakout rooms, which suddenly puts people in groups of whatever size I want. So like Richard Nongard and I are about to do the Train the Trainer event for the ICBCH online, and we'll break people up for some of the content building segments that we'll do inside of that. When I'm doing my Work Smart Hypnosis live and online, we'll do the breakout that way. We probably won't need the breakout for the scriptless event, but whenever I want to, I can just click here for record, and I always record to the computer. Again, you get some cloud storage with the paid version of Zoom. I like it better on my computer. I have more control over it, and that's good to go. Let me go ahead and hit end meeting. And once that's done, let's see if I've still got this open. I can actually go into the files that saved to my computer, and here's a session from this morning. It saves the audio on the other side and the audio on my side, which, here's the audio. See if this will play.
Realizing that with any aspect of life, with any experience of...
And there's the session I did this morning, to which all I have to do from there is save it and just send the MP3 file to my client. Now, I am using Adobe Audition. That being said, look back here. You can send this file right here directly. I sometimes make the file a little bit smaller, which is a little bit more technical than what a lot of you need. I love, love, love Dropbox because all I have to do is...
for right now, just simply go ahead, just let your...
Shut up, Jason. If I really wanted to, I can copy the file. I'm going to leave it in my storage here. I'm going to go to Work Smart Hypnosis, this folder. I can paste it in here. This is now in my Dropbox. And once this little blue thing turns into a check mark, all I have to do is copy Dropbox link. And now let's go back to this little thing. In an email, I just have to send that. And once they have that file, which I know that's small on your screen, it's more the idea of it. Once they have that, then that's all they need to actually play it. So there you go, which actually, let me do this before I forget. I don't want that there. So there you go. Let me go back to Zoom in terms of that setup. As simple as that. I'm able to set this up, and I'm going to change a lot of this criteria here, by the way, just so it's a different event. I'm actually going to delete this one and create a new one just because I've shown you stuff. Otherwise, you all could join us. But no, that's his session. Stay out. But hopefully that's helpful to you. I will show you one other quick thing. I mentioned Camtasia in the recording. This is a screen editing software, which we just have this template saved. We'll get this to open up here, where all I'm doing here is this is just a background image, and I can just actually copy and paste in that audio. In fact, I'll show you. Which one is it? This one. Here's the audio of our session. I can click and I can drag that over. I can then expand this to be the same size. And now I've got a YouTube video of this client's audio session.
For time.
That was a moment of silence.
To actually allow yourself to grow stronger at something.
There you go. Then from here, oh, it's under the part of my screen that I can't see with the ring light. I can hit share. I can do export to YouTube. And what we typically do is just 2020, 03, 18, VA HIP, client C, something of that nature. First name and then an initial. I just put in the tags VA HIP, VA HIP. And then that uploads to YouTube as an unlisted video. Once I've got that, it's good to go. But really, again, there's no graphics or fancy stuff. This is just a placeholder because YouTube wants an image. So there you go. Let me put up this link one more time if you weren't yet there already, worksmarthypnosis.com/now online. That's where you can see a little bit more of the tech resources, some of the upcoming events. But here you go. That was a full step-by-step tutorial of how, again, many of us have already been seeing, that was loud, so many of us have already been seeing clients online around the world. And we were ready for this. Those of you, it's an easy process, as you've seen. Again, this is probably a place where we want to be a little bit more careful with our money. But again, if you're seeing clients and earning an income, spend that tiny amount of money, make it easier, make it work better. Let this be a time frame where we innovate. Let this be a time frame where we get better at this. And let this be a time where we can start to think differently about how we help each other. The world has become a little smaller rapidly. And the more we're all successful, the more we're all successful. So please head over to YouTube, like this video, share it. Share that Now Online link, because that's where all of this is going to be together. So thanks for watching, and I know I'll see you in person soon.